morning, EV people. How we all doing out there? Um, it is me, EVAJ. I'm actually up here in Tallahassee. I took a trip up here on Thursday to come help out my oldest, who's a PhD grad student up here in FSU. Had a medical procedure on Friday, so I came up on Thursday, just to help them out over the weekend. So here we are Sunday morning. I am about to head back to Southwest Florida. Decided gonna make a video here of my trip back, and here I am in Arion. Um, it's There've been a number of new chargers that has been put in along the I-75 route, going south into through with the western edge of Florida. So I'm gonna make a stop at quite a number of stops on the way back, just to check out some of these new chargers. I did stop at one of the Ianas in Wesley Chapel on the way up here, recorded a video there that you'll see posted as well. But going back, there's been a number of EVgo's, Ianas, Mercedes-Benz chargers that have been put in. So I'll make a few stops on the way. We'll take a long, slow route down, but we'll get some decent content out of it. All right, see you guys at the next stop. This charger is just off of the highway, right here. This exit to US 90. It is a Sunstop station. It has, I see there's a Staybridge Suite over there. They're building a new hotel on this side, which is going to be right next to where the Iona charger or rechargery is going to be. So I got this nice Sunstop station, and we have these 4 Sunstop EV Connect stations there. I believe they... Sorry about that. Lost my camera. The holder actually came loose off my dashboard and fell. But yeah, we're here at the Sunstop. Let me get out and I'll show you this location. So we're charging here at the Sunstop. Just had to get set up. Try to see if my watch would work with the ChargePoint app to activate it, but it would not, even though I was able to activate it using the ChargePoint app. And of course you can use EV Connect. Let me show you these stations. So here's these Sunstop chargers. Very interesting look. I've used these many times and gotten good speed on it. Not getting that today, even though I'm not at a very low state of charge. I'm at 58% right now, but I think all it got up to was in the 80s. And right now it's at 68 kilowatts. So I don't know, it seems like either this station or the entire system is derated. I know it's kind of cool. It's about 43 degrees. But I did drive about 20 minutes to get here, so probably not fully conditioned either, preconditioned. So, but that's okay. I don't need a lot of charge, and I have a little time, so that's fine. As you can see, we got 4 chargers here. I don't know what these are. They are not listed. The only thing that's on there is this EV Connect label, and of course the display, but there is nothing on here to tell you who built these chargers, who supports them. No idea. Let me walk around a little bit. Here's Ariane doing his thing. So all the switchgear equipment's on this side. The one complaint I've had about these chargers, if you see the size of these cables, oh my God, they are so thick. And there are no way you can handle this with one hand. Even someone of my size and strength, I had to fight with it. I had to put my camera down to use 2 hands to get it. I mean, I am parked a little bit of ways, but not very far, so that it did take me 2 hands to handle a charger. Looks like we got all of our equipment over here. Interesting. Look like they look identical, so I don't know if they're generators, switchgear all in one. Again, no labels on anything except Sunstop, so nothing to tell. We got some more equipment over there that does say EV on it. But yeah, I mean, this is a regular stop for me in leaving Tallahassee, or sometimes coming in when I need to top off if I'm going to be running around a little bit. We got the station there, convenience store, gas station, new hotel being built, and I'm going to take a walk over to where the Iona rechargery is supposed to be built. So this empty lot here next to the hotel being built is supposed to be the site of an Iona rechargery. That's been in the plans for a while. They submitted the initial plans design about a year ago, and it is on the Iona site and on PlugShare with a like a rendition of what it would look like. It looks like it's going to be a 12 stall rechargery with canopy. Nothing showing here yet, but I know that, and I've looked it up, Ayana has submitted some environmental permits. I think it was November or December of 2025, so within the last couple of months. So hopefully we'll see some movement start on this property. Ayana's been, we saw how fast they put out a bunch of rechargeries over the late 2025, the last quarter there. Some of them within a couple of months. So I'm hoping we would see, you know, some activity here soon, and maybe this site can be up within the next 6 months or so. I will check on it every time I'm up this way. I probably will be up here again in a couple months from now, and I'll keep everyone updated. Right now I'm gonna head over to that sun stop, get myself a cup of coffee, and hit the road. Hi folks, at my next stop here, Florida Power and Light installation in Live Oak, Florida, just off of I-10. This has been put in since the last time I was up here, so it's fairly recent. Let's take a look. So here we are, Arian, topping off a little bit. Didn't really need to charge, could have gotten to many other chargers, but I wanted to come here because I haven't been here before. This station has 4 Florida Power and Light Evolution chargers from Power Electronics. These are 240 kilowatt chargers. Have 1 CCS and 1 CHAdeMO on each. 4 of them, one's offset on the side there with a handicap stall. It's got the use last sign on it. So we're here in a complex, a lot of amenities. As you can see, there's a Starbucks right there, T-Mobile store, Huddle House, Firehouse Sub. There's also a Shell gas station right next door, others across the street, McDonald's and Chevron and Exxon, Wendy's down the street. So quite a lot of stuff here. I see Crystal's way down there. A lot of stuff within walking distance. Not sure if I would, oh, even a Waffle House. I'm not sure if I would cross this street. It's pretty busy. It's State Road 129, I believe. But there is no crosswalk anywhere near here. The nearest stoplight is way down there, about quarter mile, half a mile maybe. So I'm not sure if I would even try to cross to get to that McDonald's. I would probably grab food first and then sit in my car and charge if that's where I wanted to go. But me personally, I would do Firehouse Subs over there. That's more my cup of tea. So new station here, they all seem to be working, even though I'm not sure of this one charger. This one cable looks like it's been damaged and it's sitting on the ground, so I'm assuming that one's not working. I did see in the in PlugShare that it said that this, and on my Google app in my car, that it did say there were reports of issues at this site, so I'm assuming it's because of that plug. Everything else seems okay. The other 3 machines, chargers seem to be in good condition, working condition. I love these cables, even though they're pretty thick. They are so pliable. As you can see, it almost looks like it's coil, but it's not. But they are so pliable that you can handle them and plug in with just one hand. Completely opposite of what we ran into at the last charger, at that sunspot, where they had very thick cables similar to these, but they were so stiff that I needed two hands just to rotate the handle to plug into my car. So yeah, I wanted to make the stop. Hadn't been here before. Like I said, it's a newer installation. This whole complex seems pretty new. So I think this was fairly recently built. But yeah, good stop on I-10. Not too far from the intersection of I-10 and I-75, north of Lake City, which is usually where I would have stopped at the FPL station that's there. But I wanted to come try this one out. You can see the City of Live Oak water tower over there. Wanted to come take a look at this one and see what it was like. Not a bad spot. I guess the name of this complex is Suwannee Crossing. If you guys know the whole Suwannee River song, that runs right through here, this area of Florida. So, you know, famous river. The whole song, if you want to watch that Honeymooner episode with Ralph Cramden going on a game show and not knowing the name of the song. Yeah, just a weird old reference. So all right, I'll be moving on to our next charger, which is I believe it's Pilot Flying J installation in Wildwood that's been recently built. So we're gonna stop at that one. So see you folks in a little bit.
Drowned in sights and sounds, grunts and curses, the shouts of the crowd, one stallion screaming while another raced riderless across the field. Everywhere steel rang on steel. Raymond and his cousin were slashing at each other in front of the viewing stand, both afoot. Their shields were splintered ruins, the green apple and the red both being hacked to tinder. One of the Kingsguard knights was carrying a wounded brother from the field. They both looked alike in their white armor and white cloaks. The third of the white knights was down, and the Laughing Storm had joined Prince Baelor against Prince Maekar. Mace, battle axe, and longsword clashed and clanged, ringing against helm and shield. Maekar was taking 3 blows for every one he landed, and Dunk could see that it would be over soon. I must make an end to it before more of us are killed. Prince Aerion made a sudden dive for his Morning Star. Dunk kicked him in the back and knocked him face down, then grabbed a hold of one of his legs and dragged him across the field. By the time he reached the viewing stand where Lord Ashford sat, the Bright Prince was brown as a privy. Dunk hauled him onto his feet and rattled him, shaking some of the mud onto Lord Ashford and the fair maid. "Tell him!" Aerion Brightflame spit out a mouthful of grass and dirt. "I withdraw my accusation." Afterward, Dunk could not have said whether he walked from the field under his own power or had required help. He hurt everywhere, and some places worse than others. "I am a knight now, in truth?" he remembered wondering. "Am I a champion?" Egg helped him remove his greaves and gorget, and Raymond as well, and even Steely Pate. He was too dazed. Cooler inside, but so dim that Dunk had to let his eyes adjust. Sam Stoops' wife was on her knees by the hearth, sweeping out the ashes. "Is Sir Eustace above or below?" Dunk asked her. "Up, sir." The old woman was so hunched that her head was lower than her shoulders. "He just come back from visiting the boys, down in the Blackberries." The boys were Eustace Osgrey's sons, Edwin, Harold, Adam. Edwin and Harold had been knights, Adam a young squire. They had died on the Redgrass field 15 years ago, at the end of the Blackfire Rebellion. "They died good deaths, fighting bravely for the king," Sir Eustace told Dunk, "and I brought them home and buried them among the blackberries." His wife was buried there as well.
So here we are on I-75 going south, near Ocala. Coming here soon is the first Buc-ee's on this side of Florida. There's currently 2 on the east side on I-95, one between Jacksonville and St. Augustine, and the other down in Daytona Beach. But this one here in Ocala was the first one planned for I-75 on the west coast of Florida. So it's going to be somewhere along this stretch. I'm not sure where yet, but it said just north of US 27, which we're coming up in a mile, so it should be along this stretch somewhere. Just wanted to add that future location to check out. We are Pilot Flying J. I have auto charge set up on EVgo, so this should be pretty much plug and charge. Let's see if it works. And here we go. Payment has been authorized. Connecting to your vehicle. I love this. Can't wait to have the capability at other stations. But right now, only EVgo gives me their auto charge system. So let's take a look at this site. GM Energy had a Pilot Flying J here. This one's a Pilot. As you can see, we have 6 stalls at this location. And a very nice canopy up top here. So protection from that Florida sun, which is beaming right now, as well as the rain when we hit rainy season. Stalls are all marked, looking good. Marked for EV charging. This one is the handicap stall, accessible. EV charging used last for other users. We have garbage cans with squeegees, so awesome. Here we have the our Delta chargers and switch gear, and I see what is probably the transformer over on that side. So looking good. This is a pilot station here in Wildwood, Florida, so south of Ocala, a good deal north of Tampa. So my next stop will be closer to Tampa. I mean, everything is good here. I don't see a dog walking station, but obviously, you know, we got some land area where you could walk the puppy. I do road trip with my little guy Singer quite often, not on this one, but you'll see him soon, and he was in some of my earlier video. Interesting, that is only 1000 kVA transformer. So these units put out 350 kilowatts shared. So I guess that's a little less than I would have expected for 6 chargers, but I mean, I've rarely had to share power at these, and when I do, it still has been pretty good. Let's see what we're getting here. I did come in at 11%. It's at 151 right now, 152, 153. So I'm getting full charge, already up to 19% in 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 45 seconds. So almost dispense a full 7 kilowatts, 21%. So looking good, good station. Again, Pilot. ample dog walking area around here. Food, nice bathrooms. There's a McDonald's across the street, Florida Citrus Center. I gotta get those Florida citrus when you're down here. Plus other Waffle House I see over there. Plus another gas station, Exxon. There's multiple others on the other side of the interstate. Other amenities, not walkable, but in case you needed to make a additional quick stop. So yeah, this is a recent opening. Um, remember seeing it discussed on motorcycle going by. The Network Architect channel with Walter. If you guys haven't checked that out, Walter probably doing one of the best jobs of covering EV, the installation of DC fast charging chargers all over the country. And in particular, these Pilot Flying J, GM Energy locations. He has been doing a lot of work tracking those as they open. So good work with Walter and Network Architect channel. If you're not a subscriber, check it out. You know, it's if you drive EVs, that's a site you have to be on to to keep track of how chargers are coming in across the country, making it easier for us EVers to get around. Well, I am going to head into this Pilot, use the restroom, get myself a cup of coffee before moving on to the next site. All right, see you guys soon. I wanted to add something to my stop here at the Pilot Flying J at Wildwood, Florida. Found out as I was walking over to Pilot that the restaurant here, which I believe used to be a Denny's, is closed. So right now there is no sit-down restaurant at this location. Obviously there's hot food that is made in the Pilot convenience store, but no sit-down restaurant available at this location. So just wanted to let everyone know that. All right, we're moving on. I'm just dropped below 100 kilowatts charging, and that's usually where I like to move on to the next charger to get a full charge again. Oh, you see that idiot? Actually came storming up on the shoulder to pass me on the right, coming on the entrance ramp.
Keep a crumbling tower. He was undercut. when he farted. Oh dear.
Asphalt charging you doing that? Alright guys, here I am at the Tampa Premium Outlets. You guys should be familiar with this if you saw one of my early videos where I actually stopped here when the Electrify America chargers were first installed and opened. This is one that I was one of the first ones to come to. I actually reported it to Google because it wasn't in Google at the time, and I couldn't precondition coming here because I didn't have a charger to put in for my car. So I stopped here for a reason. So here are the Electrify America stations, 6 stations, 350 kilowatts. Right now, there's some kind of refresh going on. I see plastic on the cables. I can't tell what kind of cables they are. Can't get to it to see. I don't know exactly what was going on here and why this is offline and being refreshed, because these systems are about 1.5 years old. So, you know, 350s work well. They didn't really go down often. Very, very, very reliable. So I don't know if they're planning on changing them. I know over in Orlando, Electrify America was testing the HYC 400, so I don't know if they're planning on changing these to HYC 400s or if it's cable swap they're doing, maybe changing some to NACS. I have no idea what's behind the work that's going on here. I'll probably take a look on the Electrify America site and see if there's any info there. But this wasn't the reason why I stopped here. This was actually a surprise to me to see that this site is being refreshed. The reason why I stopped here was this. Yes, big boy chargers. Mercedes-Benz high-powered charging was installed at this location. I was also one of the first to run into this. I was here one day stopping at the Electrify America, saw the fence was up, and saw these Mercedes-Benz chargers were already on site and the construction was underway. Came back about 2 months later and they were up and running, and again I was one of the first to charge on these before it was even listed in PlugShare as being online. I just popped in here, saw a car that was charging, and I plugged in and charged myself, before it was even reported as being live. Yeah, so we have 6 HYC 400s, but only 10 ports. The last two, 9 and 10, are single port units, so perfect for big boy charging. You see Arian charging over there right now. The reason why I pulled in is I went to 5.6 over there, and that one is actually down right now. Um, and the other is all a charging. I didn't want to share any cables. At the end there, we have that BMW, typical BMW. I mean, is there a reason why you pull in like that? No. Yes, because you're a BMW driver, and that's why they have the reputation they have. But yeah, great site, great location. One issue is this mall is extremely busy, especially on weekends. You'll see on my video coming in here, it was a lot of traffic, but it's a great site. Everything you could need, number of eating places, bathrooms available, at least until the McDonald's close late at night. Um, these guys, the mall closes regular mall hours. Tampa, this is the Tampa Premium Outlets. Uh, yeah, not sure what time they close, but probably around 6 o'clock on weekends. So not a lot of bathrooms available there, but eating places, BJ's, Longhorn, Raising Cane's, McDonald's, number of other restaurants scattered around. I mean, perfect location for chargers. This is area is actually being inundated with chargers. Not only do we have the Mercedes-Benz chargers here, we have the Electrify America right next to it. We also have Tesla chargers about a quarter mile down the road. We have EVgo about a mile and a half to the east. We have Ayana one exit up on the interstate. Walmart is actually adding chargers one at that same exit up on the interstate. And there's one more going in up there. I would have to look it up to see what it is. But there's another newer system that's being put in up there as well. So yeah, this area is just getting inundated with chargers. Just north of Tampa, this is in Lutz, Florida. North Tampa area would be considered. And lots. Ayana is building out a lot in this area. Of course, we got Mercedes-Benz. Electrify America has about 3 or 4 locations probably within 25 miles of here. So we have tons of charging in this area, but also it is a very busy area, so it's needed. Anyway, I think that's it for me for this location. We'll move on to the next. Took a little roundabout way to try and avoid the direct route out from where those chargers are. It always gets backed up with traffic over there, so I thought this would be a better route, and it is. But as you can see, you still get backed up with traffic. This area is just very, very busy, but definitely worth it.